London, 1902. A cold mist hung in the air. Inside a grand house on Baker Street, a murder had just taken place. The victim, a wealthy businessman, lay sprawled on the floor. The scene was chaotic. Detective Inspector Smith arrived, his eyes immediately drawn to the bloody handprint on the broken vase. "Careless," he muttered. "They always leave something behind." Little did he know this clue would rock the world of crime solving. Fingerprints. These tiny patterns on our fingertips are more than just skin deep. They're a unique signature that each of us carries from birth. Those intricate swirls and ridges have fascinated people for centuries, sparking curiosity and wonder about their purpose and meaning. In fact, ancient civilizations like the Babylonians and Chinese pressed their fingerprints into clay tablets and wax seals, using them as a form of signature or personal mark. But it wasn't until the late 1800s, during the rise of modern policing, that fingerprints became a powerful crime-fighting tool. A clever chap named Sir Francis Galton, a British scientist, studied thousands of fingerprints and proved that no two are exactly alike, not even between identical twins. Galton's groundbreaking work changed forensic science forever. He even created a detailed system for classifying fingerprints, making it possible to organize and compare them efficiently. Suddenly, police forces around the world had a reliable new way to identify criminals and solve cases that once seemed impossible. No longer could suspects simply vanish into the crowd, hoping to escape justice without a trace. Fingerprints provided a permanent, unchangeable, and truly unique record, one that continues to help solve mysteries to this day. Fast forward to today, and fingerprint technology has come a long way from ink pads and magnifying glasses. We now have high-tech scanners and massive databases. These digital systems allow investigators to compare millions of fingerprints in seconds. This technology has been a game changer. It has helped to solve countless crimes, from burglaries to murders. The speed of identification is crucial. It allows police to quickly identify suspects and track down criminals before they can disappear. But hold on a tick. What if the evidence that seems so certain, so irrefutable, actually leads us astray? Sometimes the very clues we trust most can point in the wrong direction. While fingerprints can be powerful evidence, they are not foolproof. In fact, even the most advanced forensic techniques can be vulnerable to human error, bias, or simple misinterpretation. In 2004, a terrible bombing occurred in Madrid, Spain. The world watched in shock as investigators scrambled to find those responsible for the attack. The FBI arrested an American lawyer named Brandon Mayfield, convinced they had found their suspect based on fingerprint evidence. His fingerprint was a match to one found on a bag of detonators linked to the bombing. The evidence seemed ironclad at first glance. There was just one problem: Mayfield was innocent. He had nothing to do with the attack, and yet his life was turned upside down. He had never even been to Spain. How could this happen? How could a fingerprint, supposedly unique, lead to such a grave mistake? Well, it turns out that even with advanced technology, mistakes can be made. Human judgment, pressure to solve a case, or even software glitches can all play a role. In this case, the fingerprint analysis was flawed. The experts got it wrong, and the consequences were nearly disastrous for an innocent man. Mayfield was eventually released, but his story serves as a stark reminder. No matter how convincing the evidence may seem, even fingerprints can be misleading, and justice demands we question everything. It's important to remember that fingerprint analysis isn't just about machines. It also involves human judgment. Experts often have to examine partial or smudged prints. This can be tricky, like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces. In these situations, different experts can reach different conclusions. Sometimes there simply isn't enough information to be certain. Two experts might look at the same blurry print and disagree on whether it's a match. This highlights the subjective nature of fingerprint analysis, particularly when dealing with less than ideal evidence. Now let's talk about the future. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is changing the game once again. AI algorithms can analyze fingerprints with incredible speed and accuracy. They can even detect subtle patterns that might be missed by the human eye. But even AI isn't perfect. Like any technology, it can make mistakes. There's also the risk of bias creeping into the algorithms. If the data used to train the AI is flawed, the results can be unreliable. So where does that leave us? In a world where science and justice intersect, the stakes are incredibly high. Can we trust fingerprint evidence? The answer is both reassuring and cautionary. The answer, like most things in life, isn't so simple. Fingerprints have long been seen as the gold standard in forensic science. But even gold can have its flaws. Fingerprints can be powerful tools for solving crimes, helping investigators connect suspects to crime scenes and uncover the truth. But they must be used with caution. A single smudge or misinterpretation can change the course of a case. We can't just rely on technology alone. We need human expertise, careful analysis, and a commitment to double-checking every detail, and a healthy dose of skepticism is essential even when the evidence seems clear. The Brandon Mayfield case taught us a valuable lesson. Mistakes can happen even with the best intentions and the most advanced tools. Never take evidence at face value. Every piece of evidence deserves a second look, a second opinion. It's crucial to consider all the factors, question assumptions, and work as a team to uncover the full story. And always look for corroborating evidence, something that supports or challenges what you think you know. After all, when it comes to justice, every detail matters and every decision can have lasting consequences. There's no room for error because the truth and people's lives are on the line.